Hi, how's it going? This is Resident calling for YouTube. I'm here to do a review to Benight, Beguile, Book 8, Chapter 7, The Longest Night. Uh, Dominique, who is taking a bath in blood. Uh, After her bath, she visits her father. He smells it all. He wants the mixing, which is Sebastian's son, Gabriel. Wants his blood. She tells him to be patient if he has to wait for tomorrow night for a few more nights. And there's a very interesting conversation between Armin and Dominic. Dominique knows Armin more for her father, and he's only said about this whole time about using Nixon to revive Alexander. Now he changes his tone. Says you could do it. You could do it. And she's hey, but she's shocked by this. And she, he tells her, you could seduce Sebastian and have him with another man, another female, have another baby. It was all over again. There'd be no need for your dad. Just kill your dad. Let him wither. He's dying anyway. And she says, listen, what's in this for you? Or what's in this for me is what's in this for me is what's best for you. And she does say to me, we've never spoken like this until now. Doesn't they get why? And it does feel like there's some underlying tone. Sorry, it's not could be wrong. I will say that. I review these. I always go in thinking I could be wrong. So please take my words of faith. And a small pinch of salt with some of these things. Because Ahmed could see he is saying to her the writing was on the wall for her dad. He's not fully wrong. That's to be fair. Her dad's very weak. He needs all this. He needs the child. She could use the child. She could slit the child's throat and drink it. Now, the big debate here, does she tell Sebastian what, what to do, what child is being used for her? And she's like, she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to get her hands that dirty, at least telling him. And so now Ahmed and Dominique. Ahmed has planted a seed in Dominique 7. Dominique is thinking about this because she has this knife that's going to be used for this whole thing. And she says, "Bring me." They also learn. Dominique also learns that Sined has been killed by Brittany Roman Ashby. Now it's not Roman's fault she was killed. Fair. But Brittany Roman Ashby. He's in trouble. Time to get out of there, dude. Evie sneaking around the castle is very creepy. This castle is very large. She punches somebody. That somebody is going to be Roman Ashby. I found this funny. This part here, I thought it was hilarious. Just sneaking around. Oh, God damn it! Like you punch somebody in the dark. I don't got to tell you how to do that, right? No. Because she didn't know who it was coming around the corner. Now Evan and Sebastian battle in the ballroom. They have a fight. Now keep in mind, Evan knew what Syned was going to go up there and do. I don't believe Sebastian knew. This is why Sebastian, partially another, there are two reasons Sebastian was defending. One, Evie would never kill in cold blood, knows this. Evie would only do it in self defense. It is the mother of his child. He is in love with her. Evan, you might say, why didn't Evan want anything to do with Cinderella's plan? Because Evan did not want to betray Dominic. As a, he goes, he didn't necessarily try to stop her, but he didn't necessarily try to assist her either. You can lean any which way you'd like on that one because that Evan's a sneaky dude. It's the underhanded silent ones you gotta watch, not the ones who tell you the plans. Then Evan's one of those. Evan's one of those, I think. So is Armid. I mean, he's hatching a plan that's kind of sneaky. It's like, why are you're dropping this now? What's up, dude? Um, so Evie and Roman tells Evie that there are two people named Matthew and Hope looking for her. So Matthew went to is excited that Matthew is here, trying to help her. Dominique walks in and tells, silence. She takes Sebastian's side over Evan's. Evan is not happy at that. There's 3 hours to summarize. Now, Dominic says, you love her, you need her, does she love you back? And Sebastian, it's complicated. Now, near the end of this, she answers with Armistead's voice in her head, telling her to take the power of her father. Perhaps the next step in the motion, and that motion was now coming. So it feels like Dominic is now leaning toward this. And again, this wasn't the only inner power struggle going on. Not that it wasn't that initially was a power struggle, but you had vampires questioning, and not just Evan, questioning Evie being there before this happened. Syned was one of them. And Syned got 86 for her troubles. Right out the goddamn fucking window. Impaled, bitch! Impaled! What? It's true. I'm a heartless bastard. That's not what say. But she was impaled. She got it in the end. So Matthew and Hope both use their psychic abilities to track Evie down. First Hope, and then Matthew. Matthew has finally unlocked his psychic ability, which I like. I like the explanation because, again, you knew Matthew had power. But he never really tapped into it the way his other sister did. So he also defends Sebastian, but Sebastian does love Evie, but just locked her in a cell. But I love her. And they start mapping their way toward Evie and Roman. Really interesting because you have now 4 people trying to get out of the castle, and is time on their side a bit, but it's also a race against time. The vampires and they're everly hunting all these people, especially Roman Ashby need more so that. And you notice, I think Armid was the psychic who predicted Matthew and Eden, if I'm not mistaken. So he's not saying they're in the castle. That's interesting. We'll see. See. Hmm. I am curious to see what the hell happens. I'm gonna do the next one. It's link to Benight and Beguile is in the description box. You guys should go check this out. Really, really. Just, I wasn't shocked at Synod's death. I was more shocked at the aftermath of everything else here. Armed's now okay. This is the plan. That there, because I mean, yeah, I get that there's always dissension somewhere in cults or groups, but with vampires too, you now have this tension, and it's like, well, who do you trust or believe? Do you? I mean, I believe Evan's going to kill Evie. Not literally. I don't know if that'll happen, but I think if he gets a hold of her, he's going to try to do it. That I believe, but I don't know who to believe with RMN here fully trust on. So it'll be really, really interesting. Hope you guys have a good one.